Hey, what's up, Mario Cavazos? What's up, San Salinas? Matt Gomez, what's up? What's up, Mike? We can take the Tecuache mic off. So we're getting into some things, man. I saw same thing that Spurs fan did. You know, I was watching the team, right, with the Aaron Fox, right, and they lost these last two games by 1 point, and then they beat a bad Wizards team. Right. Up next, what do they have? Boston.
And what's going to happen to their hopes for the play-in tournament?
Gone, dude.
No, you know, it's interesting, man. I have a lot to get into it.
I mean, they've looked better. The Aaron Foxes look good with the team, no lie. But they still have some issues, man. I mean, got problems.
Meantime, the Lakers look amazing. LeBron's going to hoist that trophy again.
No, God.
Welcome to another episode of the Area 210 podcast with Mike Jimenez and Joe Garcia. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Join the discussion as we broadcast to you live from beautiful West San Antonio. And remember to tip your host as it helps the show grow.
What's up, San Antonio? What's going on, South Texas? This is the Area 210 podcast coming at you from the west side of San Antonio. My name is Mike Jimenez. That is Joe Garcia. We're going to go for about an hour 15 today talking sports, pop culture, nostalgia. But beyond sports, a lot of Spurs talk. We'll recap the Super Bowl, which was a couple of days ago. Joe, how you doing today, my man?
I'm doing good, man. It's a Tuesday, a gloomy Tuesday morning.
I know, man. It's really, really wet outside. One of the reasons why we're starting 15 minutes late today, one was because I had a work meeting that went late, and then it started raining, and I asked you, Joe, I was like, Joe, I can do the show from home, or I can do it in the studio. And you said, man, I got the studio ready to go, baby. Get your ass over here.
Let's do it.
Joe, I have a thing that I need to talk about. Have you noticed the price of eggs keeps going up and everyone's talking about it?
You know what? If you want to get your girl something really nice for Valentine's Day,
not a dozen roses,
get her a dozen eggs.
You know, that's funny because I went to the taqueria by my house. Yeah. I didn't know how this was going to impact me because I was just like, who cares? It's eggs. Yeah. But then I went to go get some tacos, right? Some breakfast tacos the other day. Went from $1.79 to $2.79 for a potato and egg, man. Papa's con huevo went up $1. That's 33% increase. Inflation hitting la raza when it comes to our food, man. Chorizo and egg, $2.79 for one taco. You know, when egg prices go back down, those prices at the taqueria are going to stay the same. Yeah. They're not going to be like, oh, well, we're getting it cheaper now. Let's go ahead and lower that down to $2.19. It's $2.79 for good, baby.
Yeah, you know, the funny thing was last Saturday, I was picking up my brother-in-law. We're going to go hang out, you know.
Yeah.
I went to the Hangar bar and grill around the corner with my boys, right? I picked up my brother-in-law, and we're going down his street. And I said, hey, man, you got money walking over here. They had a chicken with some little chicks and everything. I was like, bro, let's go pick them up.
I know, man. That's been a big old battle going on in my neighborhood. So we have a Facebook page for our neighborhood, right? And everyone's talking about the fact that there are a few people in the neighborhood who have chickens and they're not allowed to because of like HOA rules. And everyone's telling them to shut the hell up. It's the chickens don't bother anybody, right? They don't bother anybody. What are they gonna do? Cluck? That's all they're gonna do, right? Brutal, dude.
And look at this. They said Hector Blanco says, "You manifested the Spurs lost to Charlotte, Joe."
You did.
I told you guys, man. I said, you know what's going to be funny if this team gets blown out of the water by Charlotte, and they were for about the first three quarters,
yeah.
and then they came back, But I mean, they still lost at the end by that last second shot.
De'Aaron
by
Fox going for
and
the well, De'Aaron
too
Fox
late.
hit the dagger with about 5-6 seconds to go. Then Castle missed the assignment. I don't know why everybody collapsed on the point guard there. 3-pointer knockdown to take the lead. Like 1.2 seconds to go. Fox makes the 3 to win the game, but ball still in his fingertips when he was at the buzzer. Game over. Right now, if you look at it right now, the Spurs are 2-2 with De'Aaron Fox. And I know a lot of us are going to be like, well, who did they play? They played Orlando. They played whatever. And it's just like, I get that. But this is somebody who has not had any practice time with his team. He didn't have an off season with them. He didn't work out with them. He didn't get to know them. He didn't get to bond with them. They are throwing De'Aaron Fox, who's a very, very good point guard, former All-Star. He's in his prime. They're throwing him into the mix. He's playing street ball out there. He doesn't know the defensive assignments. He doesn't even know the players' names for crying out loud. Okay? So it's kind of hard to, like, for me as a Spurs fan to bitch, moan, and complain.
Okay? I mean, they lost against two bad teams. The Hornets, they should have won that game. They lost it by a point.
But when you're starting a point guard, dude, when you put a quarterback in there, Joe, if you put a quarterback on a football team that has been playing backup all year long or hasn't been on the field or has gotten traded for, they're not going to play well, Joe. I know it's basketball. We pretend like this is Joe Ward and then we're going to go play ball at Garza Park or someplace like that. What was it called? Where did you play over again, Joe? Over off of Southwest 410?
Oh, I played on Miller's Pond.
Miller's Pond, that's the other one.
Yeah, that's the one you said you played at. I never saw
I
you
did.
there.
I didn't play outdoors. I played indoors. I'm an indoor dog. But
I played both.
Yeah, the double rims on the outside were brutal. But the fact of the matter is, Joe, come on, man. You've got to understand that even though they're professional players going against bad teams, putting in a point guard who's controlling the offense when he doesn't know any plays, offensively or defensively, doesn't know the style of all these guys that he's playing with, it's a tall task.
I'm not giving them a pass on this. I'm just saying De'Aaron Fox makes the team better. He looks better out there with them. I mean, the team looks better with him on there, on the team, on the squad. He looks good with Wemby, but the rest of the squad just doesn't live up to the billing. They don't have enough help by the supporting cast. They make the same mistakes, and this is going to be the normal for the Spurs moving forward. They're too inconsistent, man. They keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again. It's like they're getting better as far as the talent goes because you have Fox, you have Wemby. That's your 1-2 punch.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of the guys, they keep making the same mistakes over and over. Turnovers are a problem. Missed assignments are a problem on defense. Poor transition defense, not being able to knock down a consistent jumper, not being able to knock down a consistent three-point shot, making stupid, ill-advised, let's say, decisions with the ball early on in the shot clock. Keldon Johnson's going to do his stupidity over and over again. You know, it's like you can't fix those things. You can only try to weather them, right? And hopefully they get better as the season unfolds.
So JHNSB has reached out to us on our YouTube stream, which, by the way, the chat is powered by MCS General Contracting, saying, I knew you'd be disappointed, Mike. Who says I'm disappointed? I am thrilled by what has transpired the last 4 games. Back-to-back-to-back 1-point games. Dude, if that shot had gotten off and Fox had knocked down that 3 to win the game, if we had an extra 0.2 of a second left on that clock, we'd be talking a whole different story. Right? Yeah, they're playing bad teams. And Orlando is actually a pretty decent team. But the last game that we saw De'Aaron Fox, 18 free throw attempts, Joe. I hadn't seen that since like Tony Parker, point guard, to go in there and get a lot of free throw attempts. But if you look at the rebounds, Joe, I'm going to ask you this question. I have this poll on Twitter asking the question. Posted this an hour ago, almost 100 votes, Joe. So you might be vote number 100. Give De'Aaron Fox a letter grade for his first 4 games of the Spurs. The Spurs are 2-2 in those 4 games. Almost had the game winner. He had the dagger that should have been the game winner.
Yeah.
Averaging 21.3 points per game, 8.5 assists, 3.5 rebounds, and Joey's averaging 2.3 steals. Give me a letter grade for De'Aaron Fox. A, B, C, D.
Right now, I'm going to go ahead and give him an A. I think he's done great as far as coming in and playing with the team. Like you said, doesn't know everybody really well. Doesn't really, know the team chemistry, but he's doing the best that he can out there. I think he's doing a very commendable job.
Right now, 98 votes in, 56% saying that De'Aaron Fox has an A rating for them. 40% coming out and saying B. So right there, Joe, you combine those two. What is it? 96% saying A or a B. Only 3% saying a C, and only 1% saying a D/F. Now, I also asked a question, Joe, because this is also part of it.
Yeah.
Who should Stephon Castle replace? Who should he start over in the Spurs starting lineup? Because right now we're seeing 2 players on that Spurs roster that Stephon Castle is better than at this point in time in his career, right? We're seeing a struggling Chris Paul out there who's 39 years old, right? Dude, 2 months ago, remember everybody? Ha, clouding you, Jimenez. You said it was a punt, all that stuff, right? CP3 was 39 years old. And he's always been 39 years old with this team. He was never going to be the savior of this team. And that's what I meant by a punt. They weren't going to go after a superstar at that point in time. Ultimately, one fell in their lap in De'Aaron Fox. That said, I wanted to go there. I want to go to the Alamo City. Chris Paul, I mean, he's on fumes, dude. His career, if it was a gas tank, the yellow light's on. It's time.
He's on E for Echele.
He's on E. Devin Vassell is who he is, man. He is 5 decent games, 5 bad games, and he had a bad game last time. Should Stephon Castle come off the bench, Joe? Or should he be starting at this point?
Stephon Castle needs to start. Vassell, Sochan need to come off the bench. I think they've even designated Sochan to the bench already.
They already did, but
they need to put Vassell.
Chris Paul or Vassell? You think Vassell? So
I think Vassell needs to come off the bench, man.
I'm gonna put that vote in right now. 58% saying it's Chris Paul that should be coming off the bench. 34% saying
too.
Devin Vassell. 7.3% saying Castle should be coming off the bench. Well, you know what? I mean, why not take off Vassell and Paul and put in Sochan and Castle? What happens then? What happens if it is but see, then Sochan would be playing the 5, right? That'd be Barnes, Sochan, and Wemby down low. That would be Fox and Castle. By the way, I looked it up, Joe. Did you know that there's only 2 players in NBA history with the name Stephon?
Really?
Who's the other one?
Marbury.
You got it.
Starberry, brother.
The only 2 ever in NBA history. That's funny, dude. I'm surprised. I'm glad that you got that one, man.
Yeah.
Very cool. But, we're talking about the Spurs right now. Spurs are in the midst of the rodeo road trip. We're winding down to the All-Star weekend. And the Spurs' chances of getting that play-in tournament are just going lower and lower by the day. Those 2 games that we lost by 1, had we won any of those games, and beyond that, we lost to Miami earlier by 1 as well. Those 3 losses right there are what's going to prevent the Spurs from making the play-in tournament, because right now the Spurs have a record of 23-28, right? And right now, 23-28, 3 games back of the Warriors for the last spot in the play-in tournament. Had the Spurs won those 3 games, Joe, we'd be 26-25, and we'd be tied for 9. So, game of inches, it's who wins those games that are like 1-point games. And the Spurs have too many 1-point losses. But now we have a clutch player, De'Aaron Fox. He proved it the other day. Spurs up next for the Spurs tomorrow against the Boston Celtics in Boston. Are we going to quote Rocky 3? What's the prediction for tomorrow?
Pain. But the stupid thing with this Spurs squad is they lose to these bad teams, right? By 1 point. They beat a bad Wizards team. And then watch them absolutely come out and shock the world. They beat the Celtics.
Spurs have beaten Oklahoma City. Spurs went to Denver and beat the Nuggets on the road. Spurs losing to Orlando 112-111 over the weekend was disappointing because the Spurs led most of the way. And that's a good Orlando team right there. That Charlotte game, they roared all the way back and took the lead down the stretch. And Charlotte showed some heart when it came to it all.
Spurs can't get stops, man.
Lost to 2 to Miami a couple of weeks ago. There's been a lot of close games over the year. Lost to Chicago by 4. That was a close game.
But you know what? We have the Matt Lerma, right?
Lost to Minnesota by 2.
We have the Matt Lermas of the world, right? That tell us, man, Sochan's out there doing a great job defensively with the Spurs, since he's returned. Great. But is it translating into wins? No.
It's kind of hard to say right now when it comes to Sochan because
they've won 1 game and they've lost 2, right? Right now on the road trip, right?
2-2.
2-2, okay. On the road trip, right? And with Sochan, the team is better defensively, right? The stats tell you that. But the problem is that even though he might be a good defender, the problem is the rest of the team isn't. They're just not very good on defense, and they've gotten better, but they're still not where they need to be because at the end of games, especially in crunch time again, when it comes to those close games, what happens? They can't get the stops they need.
Sochan's frustrating to watch sometimes.
Yeah, and it's not all his fault,
Okay, let's talk about. We mentioned this last week about De'Aaron Fox joining this team, and who was the biggest benefactor of it all? Biggest benefactor of it all is Victor Wembanyama because it opens the floor for him. All eyes get to go on Fox. You can't keep your eye off of him. You can't just double and triple team Wemby when he doesn't have a ball, right? You can't do that. De'Aaron Fox is too good. He'll light you up. And De'Aaron Fox getting 18 free throw attempts in the last game shows that he can attack the bucket and he can draw contact. The biggest benefactor, number 1, is going to be Victor Wembanyama. Number 2, you could say Stephon Castle also because they play really well together out there.
Yeah, they do.
And it's asking the question. I know we have people reaching out to us saying that De'Aaron Fox is more of a shooting guard. They're combo guards. They're the what is Stephon Castle? Stephon Castle point guard? No. Is he a shooting guard? No. What is he? He's just a guard.
Is he a center?
No.
No.
He's just a guard. he's just a guard. And they're combo guards, kind of like Derek White.
Yeah.
Derek White's not a point guard, not a shooting guard. He's just a combo guard. And the Spurs have 2 of them that are very, very dynamic and very fast and can run up the court and are excellent at passing and are really good at stealing the ball. But the third person that benefits from having De'Aaron Fox on this team, we mentioned this from the get-go, Joe, was going to be Jeremy Sochan. Because Sochan doesn't have to do anything anymore, man. Sochan has to go there, play defense. Everyone's saying, like Matt Lerma on our he hosts our Spurs spaces after the games, does a fantastic job doing it. When you don't have to focus on offense, we have Castle, CP3, and you have we have Castle, CP3, and we have De'Aaron Fox on the court. There should be never a time that Wemby or Sochan bring the ball up the court. Should never happen again. So if he's no longer the number 1 option offensively, or he never was, but let's say he's not the 2 or 3, and he's the 4th or 5th option out there because we have Harrison Barnes still out there who can shoot it out. Sochan has nothing to do other than what, Joe? Play defense and catch the ball underneath the basket.
Play a role,
Against the Wizards, shot 6 for 7. Against the Magic, 3 of 5. Against the Hornets, 4 of 8. Against the Hawks, 7 of 8. Let's add it all up. He's made 20 buckets, Joe, in the last 4 games that De'Aaron Fox has been out there on 28 attempts.
Yeah.
20 for 28. That is 71%. Doing that in my head.
Yeah, do my Matt Lerma voice. I'm still here, Sochan.
Well, we you know what? I hate to use the TV show Community. By the way, show my screen.
Yeah, show it.
71.4%. I did the math in my head.
God.
Joe, show my number. Financial. I do investments for a living. I do finance for a living. I crunch numbers for a living. 210-508-0369. 210-508-0369. If you have questions about investments, rollovers, life insurance, disability, long-term care, I had to give myself a plug, Joe, because I did that mathematical equation 20 over 28 Dean 71.4%. I knew it. I'm good at math, Joe. Anyway, but let's go to that, Joe. We're talking about Jeremy Sochan. Isn't this what we wanted? Like, I have bitched and complained about Jeremy Sochan since the day he was drafted out of Baylor a few years ago, back in 2022. He's going to enter the final year of his contract next year. Spurs have already picked up the option, and then the Spurs have to re-sign him at some point. Here's what I like about Jeremy Sochan right now, Joe. I like the fact that the price point to keep him has gotten lower. He's no longer a $25, $30 million a year guy. That dude probably won't get more than 20. And with that, I'd be okay with. He is playing a role that he thrives in. He's doing better because he's playing the role that he was meant to play the entire time. And I hear a lot of pop romanticism of, well, he's going to benefit because that point guard experiment that he had, because that's Pop's genius. Shut the hell up. They were trying to turn him into Kawhi, and it didn't work.
Yeah,
let's call it what it is.
Hey, you know what I just saw too? I'm gonna show this on the screen.
Leia asking the question: when was he ever worth $25 million? About 2 months ago. And I'm not saying that he's worth it. That's just the market value.
Hey, look at this, Mike. You're sneaky athletic, man. Let's not forget that. This UTSA says, mark your calendars. They're going to be holding walk-on tryouts on March the 17th.
You know, I still have 4 years of eligibility left.
There you go, man. Go out there. Go try out for the team.
You know, that's funny. I have my daughter has a friend who's like 6'5", 340, and he walks up and down the streets at Texas State. He's a really good guy. Nice young man. People keep looking at him like the coaches look at him like, why aren't you on the football team? You're just a big dude. Speaking of big dudes, did you see that stat from Super Bowl 59 where it was so glorious that the Eagles trounced the Chiefs?
They were pretenders, man.
The average size of an offensive lineman for the Philadelphia Eagles was the biggest ever in Super Bowl history.
Oh, there's some big boys.
Average height was 6'6". Average weight was 345. And you wonder why the Eagles just do so well when it comes to the tush push. You wonder why the Chiefs, who had the fourth best defense in the NFL this year, couldn't get to him. And Joe, I saw this stat the other day, yesterday, about the Super Bowl. You saw Mahomes go down, what, 6 times?
6 times.
How many times did the Eagles blitz him?
Just about every freaking play, dude. Really?
There was not one blitz called the entire game.
Wow.
It was
their offensive linemen were getting to
the
him.
4-man front. They rushed the 4. They had the 4-man defensive line just causing havoc. And what they did was they dropped 7 players back every single play because they were like, "Chiefs, you guys can't run for crap." Isaiah Pacheco. We're going to get excited about Isaiah Pacheco. No, let him run. Hand the ball off to Isaiah Pacheco. And then they go off. They've had 4 men on the defensive line. That defensive line just obliterated the offensive line of the Chiefs. Got to Mahomes every single time. So that's why Mahomes was looking around like he's someone to throw to, have no one to throw to. Why? Mm-hmm. You had 7 people back out there.
Yeah, these big offensive linemen, man, they were just breaking through the line like unimpeded, untouched, coming straight from Mahomes. And he actually had 2 interceptions in that game as well.
Yeah, and I'll never think of this game as being, oh, well, it was like a, it was close because of the score. No. No, that's the Eagles going out there saying, we're going to go ahead and have our backups. I can't remember the last time a backup quarterback was doing the victory formation at the end.
Yeah. What was this one too? It was what do you call it? Junk stats, right? At the end.
Oh, yeah, the Dak Prescott stats,
right? Because they were just padding the numbers a little bit.
You
know?
You look at Mahomes. Oh, he had 257 yards passing. No, he didn't. He had 40 yards passing through 3 quarters. 40 yards passing through 3 quarters, Joe. He had 3 touchdown passes. No, he didn't. He had 0.
Couldn't get his guys.
He had 3 junk touchdowns down the stretch. Jalen Hurts, 221 yards passing. Dude, Jalen Hurts had more rushing yards than Saquon Barkley. If I had told you before the game, Joe, that Hurts was going to have more yards rushing than Saquon, you'd be like, oh, that's a bad game, man. Yeah. They keyed in on him. 25 carries for 57 yards. Didn't matter, man. Jalen Hurts earned that MVP. And it's a great storyline, Joe, because he goes to Alabama, loses the national championship, basically gets forced out, gets benched in the national championship game, goes out and wins, dude. That argument of who's better, Dak Prescott or Jalen Hurts, is over. It's done.
Look at Justin R in here. He says, if I told you that Mahomes hit all the overs and Saquon hit all the unders, you would have assumed a big Chiefs win.
Justin R, welcome to the show. That is a fantastic point of view. Devontae Smith, 69 yards. AJ Brown, 43. Dude, I was so pissed off the first drive, the Eagles getting called for offensive pass interference, and I was like, here we go again. Of course.
Right off the bat.
But then it was 3 and out for the Chiefs, and there was another 3 and out, and the Eagles just pounded away. And it's one of those things where you look at it and you think to yourself, is Mahomes out of the GOAT conversation? Because had he had a fourth ring and a three-peat, you can make that argument, right? That he's done stuff that other people have not done. And I saw these people coming after him going, well, if you combine all the losses of Tom Brady compared to Mahomes' teams have lost by 40 points. Brady's teams weren't giving up 40 points. They beat the brakes off this team. And for all those people who are like, oh, well, Super Bowl ratings went down because of Kendrick Lamar. No, it was 24-0, and everyone saw the writing on the wall. And I have a question for you, Joe.
Yeah.
And for the listeners out there. Is Mahomes' window closed?
I think it's still open, man. I think it's still open.
I think it closed.
No.
I think it closed because Travis Kelce, 4 catches for 39 yards. If Kelce ain't going off, they're not doing anything, man. Not doing anything. Xavier Worthy had 157 yards and 2 touchdowns for the Chiefs. Xavier Worthy of UT Longhorns. Congratulations to the Eagles. But as a Cowboy fan, what's it like seeing the Eagles hoist that trophy up again?
Fuck the Eagles, dude.
So we turn our attention in 2 months, Joe. Guess what? It's in 2 months.
What's in 2 months?
The NFL draft. And last night, the NFL.com, Chad Reuter released a 3-round mock draft, Joe.
Yeah.
I got to get your impressions on this, Joe. They have Cam Ward going number 1 of the Titans. They have the Browns going after Travis Hunter, not going after a quarterback, going after Travis Hunter. Heisman Trophy winner, Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, Giants, Shadur Sanders. Yeah, Dion's kid.
Yeah.
Number 4, Abdul Carter. I've seen some mock drafts saying that he should be going number 1 overall, that he's the best talent, the edge out of Penn State. Number 5, Jaguars going after cornerback Will Johnson, very good player. But at number 6, Joe, what would happen if this happens? This is according to NFL.com. Ashton Genty, Boise State running back, going off the board at number 6, saying that the Cowboys' threat to getting Ashton Genty, the one in the way is the Raiders.
Mm.
The Raiders have a lot of needs, and the belief is that the biggest need that they have is quarterback. But this mock draft might prove to you that the Cowboys might need to move up to get in, right? So who do the Cowboys take in this whole situation? They have the Saints taking Tyler Warren, tight end from Penn State, because he has the same dimensions and size as Brock Bowers, who the Saints passed on and pissed me off last year. But they have the Cowboys going after, I always get the name wrong, Tatoria McMillan, wide receiver from Arizona. Dude's 6'5", strong hands.
Get some help to CD.
Yeah. But again, this is a 3-round mock draft. So I'm more interested in what they're saying about round 2. So why would the Raiders go off? Well, first of all, why would the Browns go off and not get a quarterback? They have the Browns going after Quinn Ewers of the Cowboys with the first pick in the 2nd round. Could Quinn Ewers be a 2nd-round pick, a top of the 2nd round kind of guy?
Maybe.
They have Matthew Golden, the wide receiver of the Longhorns, going to the LA Raiders at that point. So look at that. Genty and Golden. Be amazing. They have the Cowboys going after Omarion Hampton, running back out of North Carolina in the 2nd round, and going after a defensive tackle in the 3rd round. So stud receiver, good running back, decent defensive lineman. Cowboy fan, what do you say?
The Cowboys are probably gonna mess it up, dude. You know Jerry. Jerry's gonna do something stupid. You already know it, man. It's gonna be a long season for Cowboy fan, and it's gonna be another heartbreaking decade. Nothing's gonna happen.
Mhm.
Like I told you, man, I might just take that invitation and join the Bills Mafia. I'm done with the Cowboys, man. Tired of the losing.
That's interesting because Bills Mafia is fantastic. I mean, what a fan base. I mean,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
I want to know what it feels like to be a part of a winning team.
Mhm.
You know, 29 years or what, going on 30 years of losing. You got nothing to root for but disappointment every single year. Damn.
Did you see the Mavs fan get ejected because of the Jumbotron?
Oh man. You know what? They were not letting Mavs fans in because they had derogatory sayings on their t-shirts.
Yeah.
And if they were having any chance that were going after the owner, they were telling them to stop, or they were threatening them that they were going to kick him out of the arena.
Yeah, so if you want to show my screen, they escorted this guy out of the stadium here. They were doing a karaoke thing, and the Mavs fan just mouthed, "Fire Nico." Didn't scream it into the microphone, just said, "Fire Nico," who's the GM who decided to trade Luka Doncic to the Lakers. Luka Doncic got his first win as a Laker last night, and as they escort the guy out, that is just lame, dude.
Why? Just because he said fire Nico? Is
Yeah.
the owner
Didn't
that
cuss.
soft?
Is the owner, the GM, that soft?
Yeah.
And I saw an interview over the weekend with Jason Kidd where they asked him, did he know about the trade beforehand? He goes, nope. And they go, well, what do you think? And he gave such a hollow response, which was, I'm an employee of the Dallas Mavericks, and I just coach who they tell me to coach. And that is sad.
Yeah.
That is a sad state for that team right there. If you go behind your head coach to do trades like that, that is a sad, sad state. I heard that somebody, speaking of the Jumbotron, got in trouble for at the Super Bowl. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
What's it called?
Doing some cochino stuff or what?
I saw this thing. Let me see if I can find it. There was a guy who went to the Super Bowl that apparently was gifted tickets by his wife, say that he was going to take his friend.
Oh no.
And he took his girlfriend, a coworker that works in New Orleans, and there was a touchdown scored, and then they panned to the camera and they showed him with that girl.
Yeah.
And his wife saw it and has filed for divorce. Good times.
He had a girlfriend and a wife on the side, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny, dude. Let's get some love to MCS General Contracting. They've been with us from day one. I see that you're sipping out of the Yeti.
Yeah. No, it's not MCS. This is
that's the Buc-ee's one.
Buc-ee's, man.
I have the MCS Yeti on my nightstand at home. That's the one where I drink my Celsius out of.
Celsius. All right, let's give some love to MCS. MCS General Contracting, more than 30 years of combined experience in concrete placement. They are the best in the business. Honest pricing, high quality work. They get going on house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. If you want to extend the deck, extend the driveway. If you're a business and you need to put together a slab, a parking lot, or other concrete placement services or sidewalks, reach out to MCS General Contracting at 210-774-9155. They're confident in their skills, so give Chris Leha over at MCS General Contracting a call at 210-774-9155. And thank you for being a sponsor of this show.
That Diamond Heart Concrete. And I hear he sings a good song, Joe, because Chica and I have already been making plans. We have a plan to be out here at the Hidden Tavern Bar for our celebration. Yes, it's going to happen. It's not going to be canceled. It's not going to be canceled. We're going to do it. I'm looking at my calendar right here. We're going to do it Saturday, February 22nd, Hidden Tavern. 7 p.m. is when the party starts. 8 p.m. is when the karaoke gets going. It's going to happen this time, Joe.
Yeah, I tried to call Sean this last weekend on Saturday?
He was in Vegas.
Yeah, and he picked up the phone and he's like, I'm in Vegas right now. I was like, well, hell, have a great time, because I was around the corner over here at the hangar.
Yeah.
And sometimes Sean's around the area. It's like, I'll invite him over, you know?
He's a good guy. I'm thinking about inviting, well, Pledger's invited. We've invited him already. And we're going to invite Jeff Garcia.
About Rudy J.
I'm going to invite Rudy J, Jason Minix, and Joe Reinhagel.
I want to see Rudy J sing something.
Yeah. Rudy J, Fantastic. I've never seen him karaoke. Now I think about it.
He has that deep baritone voice,
Yeah.
dude.
So Minnick sent me a photo of him with Paige Sporonic over there at Super Bowl Radio Row. And for those of you who don't know, when I did my show at San Antonio Sports Star, we had this bet going on between the crew over there, which was who can have a selfie with the most famous person. And we're at a group text sending each other like Rudy J was all excited because he got one with Justina Anderson from ESPN, and he got one with Adam Schefter, and he's like, no one can beat mine. I mean, I got Adam Schefter, and I was like, hold my beer, and I got Paige Sporonic to take a photo with me, and I'm looking for it right now. Oh, here it is. I'll show my screen. Wearing my UTSA gear right there with Paige Sporonic. I asked Minix, I said, hey, Minix, does she have to approve the photo that she took? Because she took my photo and was like, delete that one. This one's good, this one's good, and moved on with her day.
Look at you see this. This is funny, dude. Somebody took a video of a lady in the stands, Eagles fan, doing some voodoo. Oh, I just saw this video, dude. That's funny, man. Look at it. God. That's the way you're going to be when you're over in Houston?
What's
you're going to
that?
be sitting in the stands trying to do voodoo?
Me and Chica are going to be going to a game in March. The Spurs are playing over there at the Toyota.
You're going to be watching the Spurs game.
And I'll be wearing silver and black. Moved her into her new house, and we were going through stuff, and I saw her kids into one of her kids. I say kids, her kids are in college, right?
Yeah.
One of them had a Houston Rockets basketball, and I was like, I got to get rid of that crap. Not in this house, especially if I'm going to be there. Nah.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be living there too.
You know what's funny to me? You had announced it, I think, on Facebook or something. You had posted. I was looking through it, and I saw a picture, and it says, moved my girlfriend into our new house.
Yep.
And then right ankle goes,
Did you get married?
Congratulations, did you get married?
Yeah, so me and Chica are gonna do a thing where we're gonna hang out, we're gonna move in together and all that stuff, and the process is beginning and all that. So I'm gonna be splitting time between Conroe and San Antonio because my business is here, but my personal life is over there. And after a year, we're gonna figure out what we're gonna want to do because we might be in San Antonio full time. We might be over there full time. We don't know. Yeah. Just gotta let her kids graduate. Gotta let my kid get through middle school, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do at that point.
Yeah.
But
I forget you have your youngest is in middle school right now.
Yeah. So I was like, I could never not be in San Antonio, frequently.
Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna be going to high school here soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. My business here, my office is here, my clients are here. So it's one of those things where it's like, maybe I'll just split time between the two areas. There's no reason to have two mortgages.
Yeah.
What
are you gonna do with the dogs?
I'm probably gonna give them away, to be honest with you.
Oh man, it's raining right now. The outside.
One of them is. Well, the Husky's outside.
Yeah,
but the Husky's outside because it's under a covered patio and just didn't want to come back inside. Cody's wandering the house right now.
Yeah.
But we rented a house, and it's a rental. It's not like a purchase or anything like that.
Yeah.
So we'll see where we are in about a year. But it's one of the things why pay two mortgages? Why do all that stuff? I have family that's here. My kids are here, so it's not like I'm going to be like gone. The show continues, by the way.
Yeah.
It'll probably be half the shows will be done here and half the shows will be done over there.
Yeah, it'll still continue. I mean, it's not going to stop. But I was going to tell you, if you're looking for a place in Houston or on the outskirts of Houston, they have some available real estate properties that look really nice, with new homes and whatnot built on like an acre lot. And I saw them, there were like 230, 250. I'm like,
let me just tell you this. I hate the city of Houston with a passion.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But I'm saying this are on the outskirts, like Conroe, all these other little cities.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Willis and Conroe have some pretty good prices.
But inside the city of Houston, no, man. Nah. You couldn't pay me.
I hang out in the Woodlands and Conroe and all that stuff. So what we're looking at doing, and we were talking about it today, was spending time with all of our kids, wherever they're at, right? Because she has a son that is going to Rice. She has a son that goes to college. A daughter that goes to college in Miami. I have Gabby who works at KSAT, and I have Ava who is in school over here.
Yeah.
And the flexibility, Joe, because my business is doing well, the flexibility of just going to wherever our kids are at, and the flexibility with her job, because what she's able to do is she could travel and do her job, and I could do mine remotely.
Yeah.
Dude, it's gonna be good times, man. It's gonna be really good
We got
times.
some breaking news here, man.
That's right. I had seen that. Well, I had saw the rumors earlier. Apparently, it's official. Did Adam Schefter report it? Let me see here. Adam Schefter, because if he says it, it's gospel.
We'll see, man. That's the rumor.
Yeah, I don't see it. If Schefter's not reporting it, I'm not going to say that's official.
But that's the rumor. That's the word on the street right now.
So the question becomes: is Kellen Moore the offensive coordinator of the Eagles?
I'll show it to you right now on screen. Here it is. This is the official
NFL.com.
NFL.
Okay, well then I'll take it.
It's
When NFL.com gets it before Schefter, that's a kind of an interesting thing.
Yeah, it's just saying that the Saints are finalizing the deal with the Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore to become the new head coach of the Saints. What do you think about that? What say you, Mike?
Yeah, I like it. I want a young coach. Kellen Moore, you look at Kellen Moore's age, and we've heard of Kellen Moore for the longest time. If I was to ask a Cowboy fan, how old is Kellen Moore? They're going to be like, oh, he's probably like 45, 44. He's 36, Joe. He's just been around the block a lot. He's 36 years old. I want some young blood in there. Now, the one knock against Kellen Moore is that they say that he doesn't command the room very well. He's not that dynamic Ray Lewis kind of guy, right? Or that dynamic coach where you like, everyone rally around us. Oh, he's not Jameis Winston, right? That he's more soft-spoken. But that's where you get leaders within the team to do things. Kellen Moore is a very bright guy. He led the Cowboys to, Dak Prescott was an MVP candidate with Kellen Moore. He went over to the Chargers, had some mediocre seasons over there, goes to the Eagles. You give him some weapons. You gave him a Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is now a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
Because of this guy. Because Saquon Barkley. You might say Saquon Barkley is the reason why they won the Super Bowl. Saquon Barkley got them to the Super Bowl. He didn't win the Super Bowl because of Saquon. Saquon was 25 carries for like 60 yards. Kellen Moore and his offense of getting DeAndre Hopkins involved. He got a touchdown. A.J. Brown involved, getting all of these guys around him. He's a good mind. And the Saints are in salary cap hell right now. And that's good. Leha, you're a fan. That's good. Because we can tank for a good quarterback at some point. Because we got to get away from Derek Carr. We have one more season of Derek Carr before we can bite the bullet and get rid of him. Derek Carr is not a bad quarterback. He's just not a very good one. He's the Devin Vassell of quarterbacks. You know who he is. He's all right. He's all right.
Not great, just all right.
Sorry, turning analysis saying Hopkins plays for the Chiefs. I'm thinking of Devontae Smith. I'm thinking of Devontae, by the way. Sorry. You're right. You got me. But Kellen Moore has the ability to do a lot of innovative plays. He needs Kamara's on the back end of his contract, back end of his life as a running back. Taysom Hill, still the bowling ball, but he's in his mid-30s, man. He's been around forever. So it's going to be a long rebuilding season for the Saints. Saints beat the Cowboys, got a top 10 pick. NFL.com saying that they're going to go after a stud tight end. That makes sense because Jawan is going to be a free agent this year. I like the pick, dude. It's not sexy, but I like the pick. I'd rather have this than a retread. I'd rather have Kellen Moore than Mike McCarthy. I'd rather have Kellen Moore than just Brian Flores. I'd rather have Kellen Moore to try to have something new going on. You got to give this guy some leash. You got to give him a leash to go. Tony Nala says it's official. Mike is getting married in 2026.
What's the over-under? What's the spread looking like, guys?
You Do you think that's going to happen, Joe?
No.
What are the odds?
No.
Huh?
It better not happen. And the reason why I say this, man, is like you've split, you found Chica, right? There's no rush. I mean, at this point in time, just enjoy the time you have together, you know?
Yeah.
Just see what happens, where it takes you. If it's in the cards, it's in the cards, but not in 2026, bro. Like maybe a year or two after that, but let's see where the chips fall.
You know what's so funny is that like I was so like upset, angry, depressed after my separation.
Yeah.
After and all
Angry
that stuff.
Mike.
I was angry. It was angry at the world type of thing, and you never know who's going to enter your life.
No, you don't.
And I met her. She was going through her stuff as well. And I've never met somebody who's been like as supportive of a person than Chica. Like she supports what I do, whether it be career, this podcast, relationship with my family, relationship with friends. She is just a very, very supportive person, and she likes to hang out and likes to do things.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was working. She had the day off. I was working at home. She took care of my lunch, took care of my dinner, was asking me how my work was going. What could she do to help and stuff like that. It was great. Like I've never had somebody who's been like, "You be the man."
Yeah.
I'll do the feminine things.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times right now, a lot of women right now are very, we call them boss bees,
The alphas. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're like, they believe that they need to be, cracking the whip on the dude. And I've had that twice where I've had spouses where, they want to be the person in charge.
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, you're the one in charge. You're the man.
Yeah.
Your job is to love me. My job is to respect you. That's the thing." And it's cool, dude. It's cool. Like, Chica's cool.
What do I call her?
So no, we haven't gotten married yet.
What do I call her? Francesca. Yeah. But her name is Francesca.
Yeah. She's a cool chick, man. You're gonna like her. She'll be out there at the Hidden Tavern.
Is she gonna sing?
She says no, but we've been rehearsing a couple of songs.
There you go.
You're
all gonna serenade us, man.
What are you gonna sing?
I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna get up there.
No.
What the hell am I gonna sing?
You're gonna have to do Three Doors Down.
No.
If I could be like that.
No, that's the Spurs, bro.
Kryptonite.
God, my son saw the Three Doors Down when they came with Creed.
Yeah.
And he said the lead singer from Three Doors Down was pretty tanked.
Yeah.
He said the brother was looking rough up there on stage, man, trying to get through the songs. Gang, the voice is gone, Mike.
Tony Ornelas reaches out to us on our YouTube stream, says Hispanic bossy ladies is a pandemic.
You know what's funny? My daughter got mad at me once because I was sitting down and there was a commercial or something came out, and it's I forgot what it was we were watching, and there was this lady saying like, "Oh, I don't need a man. I can do everything on my own, and I don't need a man for this or that or whatever." And I'm like, I tell my son, you know what's funny when I see these commercials, man? I said, there's nothing wrong with the strong, independent woman.
Right.
Great. Good for them. But at the end of the day, I don't need this. I don't need that. Go change your tire when it's flat. You're that boss lady. Go ahead and change that tire, man. Because I guarantee you what's going to happen. They're going to pick up the phone. They're going to call roadside assistance. Who's going to come and change that tire for them? A dude in a truck.
Mm-hmm.
Facts are facts. And I get what they're saying. They don't need a man to save them. But at the end of the day, you still need somebody to help you. That's what the analogy was,
Yeah. It's true. I mean, there's something to be said about that, and I think there's a lack of respect for men sometimes when it comes to things. And I don't know, man. It's nice being in a relationship where it's the dynamic is different and it feels different. It feels like, and I'm not saying that people shouldn't have respect women's opinions and that women can't be independent and strong. And I'm not saying that, but I am just saying that for the harmony of a relationship, you got to know your role, man. I have to know my role. And she needs to know her role.
Look at this. Tony Ornelas says, Joe is going to rap. I like big butts and I cannot lie. I'm going to say, man, my kryptonite is Latinas with big booties and big boobies.
Hey. Don't be looking at Chica.
Oh my gosh, bro. No, I think you're safe, Mike. I'm good.
Let's
man.
give some love
That's your
to
girl.
Let's give some love to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5, bringing you that coverage of the Silver and Black.
Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast, hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on threads at Jeff G Ken's 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow not only on threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/at Locked On Spurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share.
Again, daily content of the Silver and Black. I subscribe on Spotify and YouTube as well. You should too. We're going to go through what Jeff has going on, but I like Sith Elias, stupid Sith, coming out saying, I don't like women who make eye contact. Keep them in an apron and bonnet. Take their asses to the kitchen. Jesus.
Damn, bro.
Sam saying feminism killed chivalry.
Man, we're going to get canceled off of this one episode.
The 3 women who watch this podcast are going to get pissed.
Yep. Look at Schefter just broke it, is what Tavares is saying.
Yeah.
Spurs sign it big and continue
Oh,
to say.
Bismack Biyombo. Oh, my God.
So
People are like, hey, what do you think about Bismack Biyombo being signed by the Spurs? I'm like, dude, he's played for 4 teams in 4 seasons. That tells you everything you need to know.
Is this brother going to even sniff the court?
No.
I
Why
mean,
would he?
5 minutes maybe for the whole season?
4 teams in 4 seasons. Why? He's just a dude. And he's 6'9".
Don't say that to Spurs fan, though. They get all excited, you know. Oh, my God, look at who we signed.
So can we get Jason Minix out there?
Who knows?
Can we have Mike Taylor out there with Nina?
They could go out and sing. Mike Taylor ain't shy about nothing. I've seen him sing on stage at his barbecue.
Okay, what I'm gonna need, Joe, and it's putting you to work. We need to have like a flyer, not like something like a paper one, just like a digital flyer.
I got you. I'll do it on the weekend. I'm gonna be off this weekend. I didn't know, but my work, they reminded us because I got an email.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, y'all are off on Monday. I was like, no shit. I said I'm off on Monday. I was like, all right, I'll take it, dude. Dude, work has been crazy busy, man.
Mm-hmm.
I know the people here are like, are you going to put the podcast episodes up,
on Spotify
or whatnot? I'm like, I'm trying to get to them. I really am, man. But I've been so swamped. So this weekend, I plan on catching up and putting all the episodes out there.
Dude, my business has been blessed beyond belief in the last few months or so. I mean, things that I'm working on right now that are really, really good, and it's a blessing, dude. It truly is, man. People are asking, I want to see In the Building Box Alamo City podcasts. All right, you take Rudy, I'll take Taylor.
Oh,
Taylor and I will get hurt. we'll hurt each other. If Taylor and I were to fight each other, it'd be like that scene from Rocky where Rocky and Apollo hit each other simultaneously in the face. The thing is that both of them stood up, but we both hit the ground.
No, man. I'll probably invite DJ LG out there, dude. I'll be like, hey, man, come out here, brother. I'll buy you some beers.
Dude, I'm glad that we're holding off, because that gives us the time to invite these people. Maybe I can invite some people from my old media days, my old TV days.
Tell Pitt to go out there. I like Pitt, dude.
Pitt, there you go.
Hey, Ernie Zuniga just got a new job, bro.
Over at KSAT. We'll be working with Gabby. Maybe I'll invite Spreester. I've hung out with Spreester many times over the years.
Invite Greg Simmons.
No, he ditches the bars, man.
Oh, no.
The
OG, dude.
Oh, I don't know. I'm assuming he's ditching the bars. He should.
No.
Back in the day, dude, I was gonna do a tall tale the other day, but it's a Demon Mike one, because you guys were doing the show without me with John Dyer. Thank you to John Dyer for it involved Antonio Daniels, and I'll tell you off air.
Oh God. Yeah.
No,
he's really good people, man. Like I said, I've met him once or twice.
It was great.
Really nice guy, man. Him and his wife are great people.
Antonio Daniels when he was 20 something, 22, 23 years
Oh,
old was something
man.
else, man.
Oh, I bet he was on demon time back
He
then,
was
bro.
on demon
He was. I
time.
mean, who wasn't back in your early 1920? Come
Yeah.
on, man.
Yeah, he sent me a drink one time a long time ago, and he because I was with Simmons.
Oh God. He was notorious, man. Greg Simmons was a ladies' man, dude.
Yeah, Simmons was like, "It's Michael's birthday," and then Antonio Daniels sent me a drink.
God.
And it was so gross. I don't know what he got me. It was so gross. I was like, "What is this? What is this?
Yeah.
Old E? What is this?"
Old E. Oh. Yeah, Adam Schefter. Like we were saying, man, he just broke the news. It's official.
When NFL.com breaks it beyond Shefty.
Yeah, you could see it for yourself.
Hey, did you see Anthony Davis is out for the year?
Again?
He might be out for the year, dude.
What did he have? An abductor or something?
Abductor strain? Yeah.
Look, he was grabbing his nuts. You know, he was trying to guard somebody, then he's like, oh, crap.
So can you imagine trading Luka Doncic? Here's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
This would be amazing for the city of Dallas. Imagine being a sports fan in the city of Dallas, having the Cowboys in the crapper because Jerry Jones refuses to do anything with that team, trading Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis plays one game and it's going to be out multiple weeks, might be for the entire season, and then watch Luka win a championship with LeBron. I am cheering for that, Joe. If the Spurs can't win it, and I hate the Lakers, but I love me some Luka, a Luka LeBron title would be epic. I'd be here for it.
Biggest FU.
And it'd be the ratings bonanza that the NBA has always wanted.
The biggest FU to the city of Dallas, throwing the finger.
Now, people were asking the question about Chica's kids, right? Because
Yeah.
I say kids, they're in their early to mid-20s. Are they Rockets fans? The answer to that is, even though they've grown up over there,
yeah.
Guess what team they cheer for?
Spurs.
They're Spurs fans. The daughter most definitely is a Spurs fan.
Hey, I want to make a shout out here to one of our fans of the show, man. I hung out with Joseph Jimenez, man, and his wife. Got to meet them when I was at the hangar.
Yeah,
I'm there. You can see my boy Ed in the background there. And I was just there watching the Spurs game, right? It was early tip at 6. And I had announced it that I was going to be there. And Joseph, he showed up, man. And I was getting up and I was going to the bathroom and I hear, Joe. And I turn around. Hey, I went over there and said hi to him. He was great people, man.
That's
him and
cool.
his wife. Yeah,
that's
man.
cool. So y'all weren't expecting to meet. He just ran up to you.
Yeah. He was just there. He showed up there.
I like the fact that our show, people watch this show or share the show, or they see that they have clips of the show, or whatever the case may be. I was at Wells Fargo the other day, getting doing a withdrawal.
Yeah.
And actually making a deposit at Wells Fargo. And this guy came up to me. He wasn't the teller working with me. He was a teller, in that row. He came up and said hi. He goes, "Hey, man, I listened to your podcast earlier today." It was the day that De'Aaron Fox. It was we got De'Aaron Fox episode from last week. He just came up and goes, "Hey, man, I love your podcast. I was listening to it this morning during lunch."
Wow.
And I'm like, t-shirt and bad breath because it's been a long day.
It's funny how we get recognized out in the wild. It could be anywhere, at a bar, place to eat, or whatever. Hey, what's up, man? Listen to the podcast.
The funniest was taking a piss at the Alamo Dome during a UTSA game on the trough. And this guy nudges up next to me.
Worst,
he goes,
bro.
"Man, I like your show." I'm all dick in hand, midstream.
Give me some space, bro. Bro code, man.
JHNSB says that never happened, Mike. Sorry, it did, man. No lie.
Tall tale time.
I have a tall tale time to tell you about Jeff Garcia.
Oh God, dude, I got some too, man.
Well, it's something bad. It's something that he did. It's something that I did, but it was funny because Jeff was there, and
I wonder if he's gonna go to the karaoke party now. He said he was out.
It's north of 410, and he's kind of allergic to the north side, man. I mean, unless it's taste of the north side, he ain't gonna go. Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs at Ken's 5 has several stories going on. He has posted a story within the hour about what Mitch Johnson and De'Aaron Fox and Wemby had to say after beating the Wizards on the road over the weekend. A other articles about Stephon Castle. Let's get into this real fast, by the way. Stephon Castle, I was on all the betting sites over the weekend. There's a bookies.com, which shows you all the different websites.
Yeah.
Like Caesars, MGM Grand, DraftKings, all of that. Stephon Castle is the favorite to win Rookie of the Year on every single one of them. Now, I found this to be interesting. He is now averaging 12.7 points per game. Since De'Aaron Fox came to the team, he's averaging like 19, right? He had a career high the other day. But Joe, when it comes to Rookie of the Year, did you know that Stephon Castle leads all rookies in the NBA this year by more than a point per game?
No, I didn't know that.
It's pretty cool, man. He's starting to break away, Joe. This happened last year when it came to Chet and Wemby.
Yeah.
Wemby started to take the lead in January because, again, everyone got all pissed off. You said that Chet was the rookie. Well, if they gave out the award on December 31st, Chet was the rookie of the year at that point.
They got mad at us because we were the messengers. The media was pushing Chet. We weren't lying.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you look at the NBA Rookie of the Year odds right now, and Vegas Insider shows that right now, Stephon Castle plus 190 at MGM, DraftKings at plus 185, 170 for FanDuel, 200 over here. Jalen Wells, Kellen Ware is number 2. Jalen Wells is number 3. Castle is starting to close, starting to run away with it.
He's the front runner. He's the favorite right now.
So what do you think about? So I'm going to look up Rookie of the Year Basketball Reference. There's actually an interesting point that I wanted to make on this. As we look at the rookies right now, points per game right now, Stephon Castle averages 12.7 points per game, which is the highest among all rookies that qualify. Jared McCain was in line to potentially be in the running for Rookie of the Year, but he got hurt and lost in the season.
Yeah.
He started off really hot. Then second month of the season, he got injured for the year. Alex Sarr is 1.2 points behind Castle. Castle at 12.7. Sarr at 11.5. Zachary Sarchet at 11.3. Jalen Wells at 11.1.
Yeah.
Okay. I hear this all the time. Redbirds junkie. Castle goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line almost every time. So I've noticed. I thought the exact same thing, Joe. I was like, man, Stephon Castle sucks at free throws, right?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at his percentages. I mean, they're not great, but it's not bad. He's 126 of 173. He's a 73% shooter from the free throw line. You want him to be 80, but 73?
It's all right.
By the way, his 3-point shooting, Stephon Castle, last 10 games, 37%. I know for the years at 29.
That's not bad.
For the last 10 games. And then also when you have De'Aaron Fox on the court, his 3-point shooting has gone up even higher. Saying Castle's getting it going, man. He's getting it going.
Is not playing like a rookie, man. This kid came in NBA ready, dude. He came into the league NBA ready. He's a special player, this kid, man.
He is. He's NBA ready. That's why I liked him from the get-go. One thing I found interesting about the Rookie of the Year, Joe, right now Castle is averaging 11.7 points per game, right?
Yeah.
Or 12.7 points per game. 12.7 points per game. When was the last time somebody that averaging that little of points won Rookie of the Year? Because let's go back in time. LeBron James averaged 20.9. Tim Duncan averaged 21.1. Larry Bird averaged 21.3. Wemby last year averaged 21.4. You go back in time, even players like Terry Cummings averaged 23.7.
Yeah.
Elgin Baylor 24.9. The record was Wilt Chamberlain 37.6 as a rookie. Kareem averaged 28.8. Michael Jordan 28.2. Whoever wins Rookie of the Year this year, whether it be Stephon Castle or whomever, is going to be one of the lowest points per game average by a winner of all time. But I will say this, though. Castle has the ability to become a 20-point per game kind of guy. The last time somebody averaged that low, Mike Miller, 11.9 points per game. Can I interest you? Malcolm Brogdon, 2017, won it at 10.2 points per game. That's a crappy class. Jason Kidd won Rookie of the Year. He averaged 11.7 points per game. Mike Miller won in 2001 with 11.9. We're in the range right now. 13 points per game, which is where he'll probably end the season.
Yeah.
Amari Stoudemire, Mark Jackson, Wes Unseld, all three of those won Rookie of the Year with that points per game, 13 points per game.
Not bad. Not bad.
I mean, at least he's getting into better company is what I'm saying. He'll probably end the season around 13.3, 13.5 is what I'm thinking.
He's still going to be a good 3-point shooter, man.
Spurs Celtics tomorrow, 6:00.
Early tip again because it's on the East Coast.
Don't you hate which one do you hate the most? Do you hate the 6:00 start or the 9:00 start?
No, the ones that I hate the most, dude. I hate the 2-3 o'clock games.
Yeah,
man. Like, why?
Yeah,
like I know they do this on Sundays, right?
Yeah.
NBA, the NBA's on action on ABC. They'll have the freaking games right after church ends, like at 12. Who's watching, man?
Mm-hmm.
People are at church. The wife's going to be wanting to go to church. Then after church, what does everybody do? They go and eat, right?
Right.
And then you're there and you're eating with the family. And you're trying to be good and not glance at the TV, but everybody's keeping an eye on you. It's hard to watch, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you got to have the games a little later than that.
Did you see what happened to the actress in pop culture news?
No.
Christy Carlson Romano. She's a Disney star back in the day.
Yeah.
You show my screen?
Check it out.
This is what she normally looks like, right? This was
Yeah.
her back in 2022. Attractive young lady. Right? She's an actress, Disney.
Yeah.
She was in Austin last weekend. And she was on Kim Possible and Even Stevens.
Yeah.
She was in the movie Cadet Kelly and The Cutting Edge. This is all Disney stuff from back in the day. This is what she looked like after going hunting.
Oh, she got scope eye? Damn.
She got shot.
No,
she got shot.
She got shot. I thought it was scope eye. So
she was shooting clay pigeons.
Uh-huh.
She got shot in the face by somebody in another group shooting in her direction, and they got her in the face. They said that the damage behind her left eye is so bad that right now they can't go in there to get it out. Whatever shot is in there. The poor girl.
Damn. You got to wear glasses, man, when you go out there and you're shooting clay pigeons or whatnot.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's going to happen. You got to protect the eyes. I had a guy, man. It was he was like a supervisor or something like that when I worked at USAA.
Mm-hmm.
Poor dude, man. He went to cut his grass over on the weekend. Brother came back on Monday without an eye.
Oh, are you serious?
Serious. He was cutting the grass, and apparently he cut like a rock, right? And the rock just kind of like the shrapnel went up, freaking took his eye out, dude.
That's brutal. I remember my dad back in the day. We were on the west side. My parents for many years, decades, owned a home off of 36th Street, kind of by Elma Iron Works, Kelly Air Force Base area. And I remember one time being out there with my dad. He was mowing the yard, and like something went through the blade, and it got him in the leg, it shot him in the leg, if you will. And he
shrapnel.
I was little. I was probably 10, 12 years old. He puts me on his lap, and we're driving the truck, and I'm steering the truck down Highway 90 to get back to the Ingram Mall area. That was the first time I ever drove.
God. No, man. When I was a kid, I drove my dad one time to the corner store, the Valero around the corner.
Yeah.
I was probably like 9, something like that, 10 years old.
Yeah.
And he's like, take me to the corner store because he wanted to go buy more beer.
Yeah.
So I'm driving this little car. Because, I mean, I was good at driving cars because I was always parking cars and driving around the lot because my dad owned a body shop. So it's not like I didn't have experience, didn't know how to drive or nothing. I did, but I was a kid. So he's like, drive me to the corner store. I drove to the corner store to get beer, and I drove back home.
Remember back in the day when you were able to do that?
Yeah.
When you were back in the day where you're like, Hi, my mom sent me to go get, or my dad sent me to go get beer
or cigarettes. You over here, a kid paying for cigarettes, and they'd be like, "Sure, here you go, kid." You know.
I remember when I worked at KBB. This is okay. So I was a news reporter at KBB and producer there for 5 years, 2000 and 2005.
Yeah.
And I know everyone has fun if you go to $2.
Yeah.
I know everybody has fun of making fun of me on social media, on Twitter, saying that I'm part of the ICE raids and all that stuff. But one time I did a story about how TABC was giving out tickets to companies that were giving out alcohol to minors at Fiesta.
God,
and I followed TABC around while they were going and busting people. Oh, I felt so bad. They hired these kids that were like high schoolers to like go and try to buy beer or buy a margarita or wine from various vendors. And whenever they would get it, they'd go and bust them. Oh, crazy.
It's hard to kind of police all that stuff, man, especially when you're in a big area like that.
Yeah.
You know,
I told you about Chica, a flask that looks like an umbrella.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude. That is so cool. She loves it.
Didn't you say, wasn't it her or somebody else that had a hidden flask?
Oh, well, this is it right here. I'm showing on my screen right here. I bought her this one.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Dude, this is so cool. It looks like a straight up umbrella. We just fill it with booze, just walk around with it. And it's 2 for $20. I'll take it. 2 for $20, not bad. Got this on Amazon. No, they've lowered the price to $11 for 2.
Where are you gonna get these now? I mean, where can you use them? Don't they check the umbrellas?
You can go to a concert. You can go to Fiesta with this.
Yeah.
Go to Fiesta. I'm not suggesting it, but I'm saying theoretically you could, especially if it's raining. Here's my umbrella. Just throw it on the conveyor belt. Have nothing but Tito's vodka in there.
I wonder what's gonna happen, man, because they have Fiesta coming out right in April.
Yeah,
it's getting close, man. Poteet Strawberry Festival. You have South by Southwest happening. I think it's on March the 8th or something like that, over in Austin. Spurs are kind of like they're in collusion with the or partnering, should I say, with South by Southwest, where they're offering a package or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of things coming up because the weather's supposed to start turning nicer, right? The last freeze that we usually get here is probably like, I think March, something like that. And then after that, it's just clear sailing from here on out.
Mm-hmm.
Means it's going to be hot as hell, humid from here all the way up until what? December?
Yeah, that's why I don't mind the rain right now, dude.
Man,
they're asking the brand of this. It's a Gopong. It's called the Shine Umbrella Flask, or you can just look up Umbrella Flask Amazon. It'll pop up. Not bad, dude. $11 for 2.
Mike's gonna be use my code.
Kellen Moore is the head coach of the Saints. Rather, fantastic. I'll take it
for him, dude.
I'll take it. We had the poll questions asking the question, give me a letter grade for De'Aaron Fox. 56%, 123 votes in. 56% say an A, 39% say a B. That's 95% of the vote, A or B. People like De'Aaron Fox on this team. Has not played at the Frost Bank Center this year.
Wow.
And his first home game is going to be in Austin, according to James Fledger.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Who should Stephon Castle be starting over? 63% saying Chris Paul. And you know what that is? I know Mitch Johnson's been getting a lot of grief, and I understand it. But when Chris Paul was brought over to the Spurs, he was brought over not to be embarrassed. And you don't do that to Chris Paul.
Yeah.
I understand that Spurs fans want to go for the play-in tournament. What's more important, the play-in tournament or the loyalty to Chris Paul? Think about it from an optics perspective. If you are a free agent and you see, or a good player, and you see Chris Paul being benched by the Spurs for a rookie, even if it's a future rookie of the year, that is bad optics for the Spurs.
Yeah.
You want veterans to think that they're being respected. Think about what the Spurs have done the past 4 or 5 seasons with veterans. Damari Carroll, Thad Young,
Devontae Graham.
What's
their name?
They were all gone. But before they were gone, they were all benched.
And Dougie McBuckets. Remember him too?
Yeah. Mexican Junior saying Chris Paul is gone after the season. He needs to be running the second unit. I get that. talent-wise, as of this point in time, 39 years old, you're right. But what I'm saying is that the Spurs, when they got Chris Paul, they told Chris Paul, "You gonna start, dude." They can't lie to them about that. And I know that it's kind of weird. It sounds counterintuitive, but it's bad PR if the Spurs bench Chris Paul. Not PR to fans, because fans don't care. It's bad PR to Chris Paul, who came to the Spurs not by trade, but by free agency. He came to the Spurs because he wanted to be with the Spurs. He wanted to play with Wemby. He wanted to be part of the rebuild. You don't say thank you to Chris Paul by then throwing him the finger and sending him to the bench. You don't.
Oh, Tavares says we need Pop.
Dude, Pop is 76 years old and coming off a stroke. We don't need Pop. We need Pop of, 20 years ago, right? But he doesn't exist. I tweeted that the other day. Greg Popovich of 2014 is not walking through that door. A frail 76, 77-year-old man, 77 next season, is going to be walking through that door. It's not the same.
We said goodbye to the great Hubie Brown. Want to say congratulations to him on his retirement, dude. 91 years of age, dude. He finally called it. On Sunday was his last telecast. It was a game between the Sixers and the Bucks.
Layout comes out to us and says it's bad PR to other players because it says we don't care how good you are. The vets start over you. It shows respect, dude. It shows respect. Respect your elders. Chris Paul is a future first ballot Hall of Famer who came to San Antonio. You don't say you're going to sit your ass down. You don't. That's not why he was brought over. And that's why Harrison Barnes has started every single game. Harrison Barnes has started all 82 games last season and the season before. That dude don't miss games, man.
So go to Corolla, bro.
He's a Corolla. How many guys you know start 82 games?
Not many.
Dude, he's like Cal Ripken Jr. out there.
Iron Man.
Harrison Barnes, who, by the way, had like 18 points in the first quarter of one of those games over the weekend and ended with 18 points. He had them all in one. But you look at his stat at Harrison Barnes over the years. 51 games this year, started all 51. Last year, 82 games, started all 82. The year before, 82 of 82, 77 of 77, 58 of 58, 72 of 72, 77 of 77, 77 of 77, 77 of 77, 79 of 79. So you go back to 2016, a whole decade. He has missed maybe 7 games, 10 games.
Yeah, man. Toyota Corolla. You know what Chris Paul is? He's one of those cars that has a lot of mileage on it, bro. And when you turn it on, get it ready to start.
Yeah.
Not only the check engine light comes out, but all the lights come out on that motherfucker, dude.
So Leha coming out and saying Barnes produces. Barnes, I like him, dude. I do. Averaging 11.8 points per game. It's actually the lowest he has had since he was 23 years old. But then again, his usage is not as much. And also his minutes per game has gone down. He's at 28 minutes per game. He hasn't been at 28 minutes per game since his rookie season.
Look at this. Locked on Spurs. Jeff's in here. He says, Joe, are we making a big deal over San Antonio's win versus the lowly Wiz?
A win is a win is a win. A win is a win is a win.
I'm not bragging. I'm not holding my chest out. You beat a bad team. I'm just like, and you lost to 2 bad teams by 1 point. Show me something.
Dude, De'Aaron Fox has only been on the team for a week, man.
Show me something, man.
What do you want, man?
I want him to beat the freaking Boston Celtics. Then I'll be like, Mira?
Well, no,
Okay.
Mira, okay.
Okay.
Only beat the best
Show
team
me
in the
something.
NBA. I know Oklahoma City and Cleveland have better records, but you're not going to have a team that's well-oiled, that's gone and won championships, and say, De'Aaron Fox, I know you've been on the team for a week. Lead us to a victory. You can't have that expectation.
No, but losing to 2 bad teams isn't much of an expectation.
But you know what?
And beating a bad team,
but dude, it doesn't matter if you brought in Luka Doncic to this team. There's going to be growing pains of knowing who you're playing with. You need to have an offseason. That's why I don't care if they make the play-in tournament this year.
No, I don't care if they make the play-in. I had no expectation of them making the play-in.
That trade was made so late in the season that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I still stick behind 35, 38 wins. I stand on that hill.
Yeah, that's probably where he's going to be at. Everyone's talking about, but Spurs got hyped because they beat the Hawks by 1. Get the F out of here.
A bad Hawks team by 1. Go out there, put your chest out, beat it. We back, baby. We back.
So now that we know that Jeff Garcia of Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 is in the chat right now, Jeff, will you be at the party on the 22nd? I'll be there. Chica will be there. Will you be there? And what do we want Jeff Garcia to sing?
What about his theme song? Here comes the money.
Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Dollar, 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 dollar. Joe, you can't not sing. You can't be a voyeur at a
Be a
karaoke
voyeur.
bar. No, dude. Come on, man.
You know what I'm gonna do on purpose? I'm gonna get so drunk so fast that I can't sing.
No, that's when you do go out there.
No, I won't be out there. I don't think I'll sing.
Dude, why not?
I don't do that. I've never
Have you
done
ever
that.
karaoke before?
No, not in front of people.
Oh, you got to do it in front
not
of
in front of a stage.
These aren't people. These are our people.
Our people.
Not just people. This is our people.
These are our peoples.
That reminds me of that ESPN Sports Center back in the day. He's not your Vitas. He's not my Vitas. He's our Vitas.
They're always making fun of you. They say you're gonna call ICE. If you don't go up in karaoke, Mike's gonna call ICE on your ass.
He seems suspicious.
Mike, guys, I'm on speed dial. He'd be like, "Sir, I want to report some Mexicans in the bar." You know, I had somebody say that the other day. It was so stupid. They call, right? They call my place of employment, right?
Yeah.
And I get the lady calls and she's like, "Yeah, I want to report somebody who's hiring illegals." I'm like, "The hell? You're calling the wrong damn number."
Mm-hmm.
You know, like being one of those Karens, you know, I'm like, "How the hell did you even get this number? I don't help you."
Man, you know, it's funny because, you know, here's the thing, man. Americans don't produce much of anything anymore, and it's not going to change. If you look at the clothes that we're wearing, Joe, do you think any of this? Do you think the shoes that I'm wearing, the jeans I'm wearing, the shirt I'm wearing, the chones I'm wearing, do you think any of it was made in the United States? No. Why? Because the United States goes out and we take advantage of third world countries.
Where was it made at?
Malaysia, Vietnam,
Mexico.
China, Mexico. That's what we take advantage of, right? And people are all, well, we got to just make our stuff here in the U.S. No, you're not. You know why? Because brown people make them.
It costs too much to make stuff here.
Black people make them. Yellow people make them.
Yeah.
Right?
Everything costs too much now. You know what's going to go up now? Because they put tariffs now on like metal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Iron and all that. Price of cars, man, just went up.
Yeah. Christian Ochoa says some 3-year-old Asian kid made Mike's Lululemon. Probably. And I spent a lot of money for it.
Crying there on the sewing machine.
Putting the logo on there just right. Look at your Nikes.
Yeah.
Your Nikes aren't made there. I'm going to look at my shoes right now.
You know what I'm going to do? I wonder what Tony Ornelas is going to sing if he goes to the party.
I hope he does sing. Let me see. Where are these shoes made from? Vietnam. Made in Vietnam.
There you go.
My On Clouds. Made in Vietnam. I'll tell you what, though. I had never had On Clouds before Chica bought them for me. I've never had more comfortable shoes in my entire life.
Really?
That for like running shoes. Never been more comfortable. Beat the Nikes and all that stuff. I like them. They're a nice little fancy brand.
There you go. Chica's taking care of you.
Blowing up my phone right now.
Oh,
not in a bad way.
No, I thought you did something wrong. She's blowing up your phone. She's like, "Why aren't you returning my calls?"
No, sometimes I get scared because you look at I have like 8 missed messages.
Yeah.
And really, like most of the time, it's just positive stuff. But back in the day, if my ex would text bomb me 12 times, I'm like, oh, what did I do? You know, I'm gonna be in trouble.
Beating out the chest. Oh, look at this. By the way, I just got back from physical. They withdrew freaking 5 vials, feeling woozy.
What movie was that? Was that Scream? Feel a little bit woozy.
Woozy here. Oh. Fall back. Jeff, you're going to be all right for the karaoke party.
Jeff, all that means is that it just takes one drink to get drunk tonight.
Yeah. And we can wheel him out on a wheelchair or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we'll put him out there.
Tony says they got the flu from his son, and his son has a basketball tournament on the 22nd. Come on, man. Says he would do Takes Two by Rob Bates and DJ Easy Rock. It takes two to make it out of sight. I want to rock right now. I'm Rob Bates and I came to get down.
Man, I try to make the screen look a little bit clearer. To me, it just always looks blurry, but then I go back and look at the replay and it looks fine.
Blurry is a good song from Puddle of Mud. Everything's so
and your
blurry.
camera's acting up again. I wonder why it keeps
fine.
doing that. No, it has like a little glitch to it, dude.
Bear County Social Apparel saying New Balance made in the United States. The only problem with New Balance, That it's New Balance. remember Kepa? Kepa was made in San Antonio.
Kepa, God,
Dude, come on, man. K-Swiss back in the day.
Kepas were the ones that had those little plastic triangles. Remember on the side of the shoe?
Yeah.
You could pop them out and
Pop them
change
out,
the
change
color.
the colors. Yeah. Trade with your friends.
K-Swiss.
K-Swiss was cool, dude.
British Knights.
No
BKs.
one wears American clothes anymore. Get the heck out of here.
I know you had some LA gear somewhere, dude.
Never. Although Chica made fun of me because I buy cheap gel.
The dollar store gel.
You know, she's over here like this, like she goes, she's like, babe, we're at the store, babe, you want to get this gel, whatever? It's like $14, $15 for a tube, and I'm like, or you go to like any salon or even a Great Clips, and it's like, would you like to have it's 30% off. The gel's only going for $20. I'm like, $20. Moco de Gorilla over here is $3, right? It's a big old container.
What is that thing called? LA Looks.
That's the one that she's making fun of. I have a blue LA Looks container, and I get all dramatic. I put it on my head like this, like.
I think I got some over here in the back.
Like I'm putting mustard on a hot dog.
Hey, gets the job done though, right?
It does. Do you know which one I hate, Joe? Those gel containers that you have to put your fingers in. I hate that. This is like, pour it on my hand. I don't
squeeze it out.
I don't want it on my finger. Like gel only belongs on your palm. Okay, it's just like
put your hand in the jar. Like, what is
remember
that?
Back in the day? Does anyone still do the deodorant spray? God. Like, remember that was like high school, middle school. Go to the gym.
That's like that secret for women, you know, that spray, the aerosol.
The aerosol. Oh, that's gross, man.
I remember one of my boys one time when we were over there playing sports. This guy was just weird, man. He was a big old dude, man, and he would be like, what are you doing, bro? He had Secret, right? The ladies.
Oh yeah,
deodorant. He's like, that's the only one that works.
The only one that works, dude. No lie, dude. For those who sweat profusely, like Patrick Ewing back in the day. Yeah. Secret is the only thing that works. I've seen that before. There was a time in my life when it was like I'm fine right now with I wear my girlfriend got me Native, like the brand Native. Mm-hmm. It's like it's more natural, whatever. But you know, I'll wear like Old Spice or Right Guard or whatever. Not Right Guard, Old Spice or whatever. And sometimes, you know, I don't know if it's what you eat or whatnot. Sometimes it just doesn't feel right. Dude, I'll tell you what, man. I Secret for like 1 week will like get you back going.
The pH balance.
It'll pH balance your ass back to normal. And it's like, I don't know, man. It's like when you eat too much like jalapeno or curry or whatnot, it just makes you. It just gives you a stink sometimes.
Yeah. Nobody was gonna tell this dude anything different. He's a big old guy, man, on our football team. Biggest guy we had out there. You're gonna tell this brother, why are you wearing that?
Sam Salinas going back to the dipping your fingers inside the gel container. It's like warm apple pie. Oh, gross.
Mike's gonna sing "I'm a Real American."
Oh, is that the Hulk Hogan song?
Yeah.
Degree is the only thing that works for me. You know, there's also the stuff like, do you like the powder one or do you like the gel?
No,
because the powder one works better, right?
I like the gel, dude. I don't know powder thing, dude.
The gel
roll on. You're talking about the roll on.
No, I'm talking about not the roll on, like Degree comes in the one where it's like the white powdery one, and you just put it on, and then they have the one where you like click it and then it like goos out, and then you put that on there. The goo out one, 9 times out of 10 is fine. But every once in a while, man, I get like an allergic reaction. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. The aerosol one, F that, dude. That'll turn my underarm pits green. Dude.
No, and then you put that roll on there. The only thing that's nasty about that roll on when you put it on there, like cakes in on your underarm hair.
Yeah.
And you're wearing a t-shirt or something. You pick up your arm, you can see that junk hanging off.
Do you ever get the last of the not the roll on one, but like the powdery one or the white one, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then like you don't realize that you're at the end, and then it like pops off, and like, damn it, I don't have any more deodorant. And then you go to the floor, you pick it up, and then you like lather it in. Oh my god, I can't be the only cochino that does that, dude.
I use the stick.
Joe, I used the Traeger for the first time this weekend.
Oh, did you? The grill?
Yeah, dude, I was pretty good, man. I was in charge of the Traeger for the Super Bowl little thing that we had at Chica's house,
There you
at our house. Made some steaks. You know, Jason Minix and Rob Thompson from San Jose Sports Star are very, very, very big into the Traeger.
Mm-hmm.
I made some ribeyes. I marinated them in, one was butter and olive oil with some seasoning on top. The other ones I did like more of a soy sauce based. They came out great.
Yeah.
Made some burgers, made some hot dogs, made some sausages and all that stuff. The Traeger is so easy, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it made someone like me. Don't get me wrong, the Weber grill's fine and all that stuff, but like, dude, it was so easy. That Traeger's so easy.
What is it? You're using charcoal or what?
No, you got those pellets, the Traeger
yeah,
pellets, and you just put them in there. You turn it on. You turn the smoker on first. It takes about 5 minutes for it to like go on full engulfing smoke, and then you set the dial to wherever you want to be. Chica has this thermometer. You know, you put the thermometer, get it to 165, get it to whatever, right?
Yeah.
She has a thermometer that's unique. I had never seen this before. You stick it in, and it'll say medium rare, medium well done.
Huh.
Like I had never seen that before. The dial went to each one. It didn't give you a temperature. It gave you the temperature cut.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Redbird Junkie says he's a pit boss master. Smoked a brisket and 63 wings for Super Bowl. Ask me any questions you have, dude.
Yeah.
I'm all about it, baby. I'll ask you.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you this, man. This
yeah,
one...
Jesse A talking about got to reverse sear the steaks. Traegers are great, but doesn't get color on your meat. The reverse sear on there, what I was reading was that you got to put it on the each side for like 4 minutes at 275, and then you got to take it off and then bump it up to 450, and then go 2 minutes on each side. That's what I was reading on there. For the reverse sear to work.
I was gonna say I just got a hit off of the dating app. Yay or nay?
Yeah, not bad.
We'll see.
Not bad. Not bad. I'm seeing it from far away.
Yeah.
She didn't look ugly from far away.
Yeah.
You know,
from far away.
Well, I can't see the screen. I'm like, you're 12 feet from me, dude. So
okay, I'll have to show it to you after.
Yeah. So I mean, my eyesight's going to crap, man. I used to have really good eyesight. Now it's getting out there.
Look at Mike.
Likes to eat his meat raw. It's like at Holmes High School, they used to have that cheer. How do you like your cougar meat? Raw, raw, raw. So Chica and I were driving down the street.
Yeah.
And we're playing the our music from the hits from the 90s and 2000s, right?
Yeah.
And that song from Pussycat Dolls, Don't You Wish Your Girlfriend Was
Oh my God.
Okay.
You're gonna sing that one.
And then she says, the girl says, Nicole Scherzinger, Nugget. She comes out there and says, raw, don't you wish your girlfriend was raw like me? And Chica looks at me and goes, what the hell does that mean? I was like, I don't know. And she goes, I don't want anyone. Do you want me to be raw? I was like, this just sounds gross. And she goes, what does it mean? I was like, I don't know.
Oh my God. Like, no, Mike.
Like, I understand. Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? That makes sense. Don't you wish your girlfriend was fun like me? Makes sense. But raw, gross.
Like, the pellets can't replace the taste of a genuine flame and smoke, in my opinion.
I agree, JHNSB. I agree. But the problem with that, though, is that I am not very savvy when it comes to it all. And to be honest with you, I'm not patient enough to be like a grill master with an actual grill and get there with the charcoal and the lighter fluid and all that. I don't have the patience for it. I don't want to do it. I just want to throw the burgers on there and be done in 8 minutes.
Yeah.
It's about convenience more than it is. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to eat that burger in 3 minutes regardless.
Yeah.
And whether it's delicious, a 10 or an 8, it's still going to go down the same way.
True enough. All right, man. We're going to have to call it a show because I got to get ready to log in. Got to see what's broken today, man.
Very, very nice. Hey, hit the like button on the way out. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share with your friends. We'll be back tomorrow. Go Spurs, go. Tomorrow against the Celtics.